What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I know Chargers fans had a very stressful one, and the Cowboys fans had a very good one. I'm going to talk about two specific entities on both these teams, one being Austin Ekeler and the other one being the entire Dallas Cowboys defense, because I thought just overall, they were just fantastic. Okay, we're going to start with Ekeler. Before I get into it, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But Austin Ekeler was the best running back on a field that had Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt on it. Put it that way. Nick Chubb was amazing, as he always is, but Ekeler totaled 199 yards against a team that is typically pretty good on defense in the Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett was playing like they had pretty much most of their horses, and Ekeler just tore them apart. 16 carries, 173 rushing yards, one rushing touchdown, four catches, another 26 receiving yards, and another touchdown. So two tutties, 199 yards on, what was that, like 20 touches? Yeah. He's averaging like 10 yards a touch. That is insane for a running back to be doing. He had a fantastic game. He was making cuts. He was making all the right reads. Looks like he's back to his version that he was last year. Just the last couple games, he's ran very, very well. His vision looks like he's kind of getting his legs under him again. Those first few weeks, it was kind of like, is he going to be able to come back and be effective? And these last couple games, I think he's kind of iced that out a little bit. He's still really damn good, you know. I liked that the Chargers kind of mixed in Josh Kelly with him. They had that duo kind of rolling together, and that really helped Eckler's efficiency, in my opinion. Kelly was very effective, and then that was able to spell Austin Ekeler a little bit to give him some breaks, and then come in and then convert on a third down. Make the big play. The receiving touchdown he had was absolutely insane. He catches it, looks dead to rights, just destroys the defender's ankles, manages to scamper into the end zone. I think it was like a third down. It was a big play. If they don't get it there, it's bad news, right? And then he had a rushing touchdown where the previous play was a touchdown that got called back because Mike Williams heel touched out of bounds before he got his foot all the way down. And it was, you're thinking as a Chargers fan, you're like, oh, here we go again. We're going to settle for a field goal. Something bad's going to happen. We're going to have our traditional bad luck. And Ekeler runs like 20 yards into the end zone, just like 3-4 really nasty, good cuts. And he gets into the end zone, puts points on the board. It was awesome to see. I'm glad he's got his legs back. He's got, looks like he's got everything back to normal like he had last year. I don't expect him to put up 20 TDs this season, but he's got 5 through 5 games. So, I mean, at the pace he's going, he's going to come close. And I think that the Chargers rushing attack kind of found itself a little bit these last couple weeks, just in terms of like they want to be able to do a lot of cutbacks and that kind of thing. And Eckler's really, really good at that. He's not that great at, running just through the gut every time, but when you get him out in space a little bit, it benefits his game because he's one of the best running backs in open space. It's just that simple. I think he had like a 70-something yard run where it would just hit the gap and just gone. He got chased down by, I think it was Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome, two really good cornerbacks for the Browns. But Ekeler was a beast. You got to give him his love. Had a rough couple weeks to start the season, but he looks like he's back. Chargers fans, how you feel about Austin Ekeler right now? I love the attack of Austin Ekeler and Josh Kelly. I think Josh Kelly is super important to this offense right now, and it's only going to make Ekeler even better. Now, I did promise that we're going to talk about the entire Dallas Cowboys defense because pretty much the entire game today, they were awesome. And I called it. I knew they were going to destroy this Rams offense. This Rams offense never stood a chance against those dudes. Their secondary is really, really solid. Diggs did give up one like 70-yarder to Kupp, but, it's Cooper Kupp. He's going to do that to a lot of people. I'm going to give him a little bit of slack. Kupp made a nice one-handed catch and then just took off. There's other guys on the field that could have caught him. They didn't do it. That was the only real play that they gave up that was like it was an error. It was a mistake. They shouldn't have let it happen. Outside of that, they were just stonewalling everything the Rams wanted to do. Rams came out, had a couple good runs with Cam Akers to start. Absolutely nothing after that. Nothing. The run game got stifled. The interior D-line did great. First play of the game or whatever. I think it was the first play of the game. One of them, Stafford gets strip sacked and they take it back to the house. 6 points on the board immediately. So the defense is off to a great start. Then I think it's the second possession, they block a punt. So special teams comes up, smacks the punt, puts the Cowboys in good position. The Cowboys get 3 points off that. So now you're up 9-0 and your offense hasn't even touched the field. That's a great way to start if you're going to have a backup quarterback. And the defense has been elite through 5 games. They haven't given up over 20 points yet. They've kept the games close or, gave the Cowboys offense better opportunities. The defense has just been godly. They might be, I'm not going to say they're the best defense in the league right now, but it's between them and the Niners. Those two teams have been, and the Eagles defense has been pretty good too. But No, I think the Eagles play the Cowboys next week too, so that should be a pretty interesting matchup. Anyway, we got to talk about Micah Parsons because that man might win Defensive Player of the Year. He might miss a game next week because he was basically playing with no groin, half a groin. And when you're an edge rusher, you need your groin because you got to be able to kind of pivot and push off and explode. And he played through that in the entire second half and still racked up 2 sacks in the second half. Still did it, was still effective, was still dominant, strip sack. He might win Defensive Player of the Year, and right now he's probably got my vote. It's between him and Nick Bosa, but he's just so damn good, so damn good. If you want to see a great all around defensive player, it's Micah Parsons. I compare him to Derwin James in the sense that they do so many different things at such an elite level that you can do nothing but appreciate it. Anthony Brown has improved this year. Donovan Wilson has come out of nowhere, in my opinion. I didn't know anything about him, but he is. I love watching that guy play. He's a monster in that safety and that back end. Anthony Brown, like I said, he's been doing really, really good. Opposite of Diggs, and I think that was a big thing that they needed. They needed another corner that was going to elevate his game, and he's kind of done that. Jaron Kearse is back. He played very, very well. Jordan Lewis was good. Like, they have everybody clicking on all cylinders right now, and like they got playmakers at each level of the field. Think about it. The D-line's having DeMarcus Lawrence go crazy. Micah Parsons plays D-line and linebacker, so you got him anywhere he's at, you got a star. And then the back end, I really love that back end because I didn't know what it was going to be like going into this season. I thought it was going to be particularly bad, and they've completely changed that whole narrative in my head. Because Diggs, yes, he gave up the big touchdown today. Other than that, he was pretty damn good. He was locked down. Second half, he was really, really solid. Just everybody in the secondary is playing well and on a string together. And as a defense, if you're doing that, you're going to be super, super hard to beat. I just wanted to give the Dallas Cowboys defense some love because I feel like people are like, oh, they're 4-1. Who cares? They're not that good. They haven't really beat anybody. Nah, their defense is legit. That is as legit as it gets for a defense. And even though my two teams are the Chargers and the Eagles, who happen to be a rival of the Cowboys, I can appreciate it because they're freaking talented and they're flying to the ball. They're making plays. And they're 4-1 in large part because of their defense. So want to give them some love. A lot of those guys don't get credit. But anywho, Dallas Cowboys fans, how you feeling about your defense? They pretty much won you this game, in my opinion. They did everything that they had to do and pulled it out. Dominant performance out of them. I can't wait for the next game against the Eagles because that's the clash of the Titans right now. Anywho, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I'm done here. Peace.